The Russian. The little Russian. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Vasiliy Lomachenko. Former unified champion. All-time great. You know, I gotta apologize. I need to apologize to my Ukrainians. Because, in case you don't know, for many years, since 2014, I've been making videos on boxing. Even though, you know, they banned my channel. You know what I mean? Deleted my channel. The leftist communists during 2020. Because I was telling people not to take the boost. I said you don't need the boost. It might turn you into an alien. And they banned me. But for those that know, for many years, I called them all Russians. I actually would say one of my slogans was, they're all Russians to me. They're all Russians to me. Triple G, Lomachenko, Kovalev, Usyk, Klitschko. I call them all Russians. But I have to apologize. When you're wrong, and you have to apologize. You have to admit that you're wrong. And I'm wrong. They're not all Russians. No. Obviously now, you know what I mean? Obviously now that the Russians are trying to kill them, take their country. Even though Ukraine was part of Russia, but you know, they lost that. They lost that after Reagan. They didn't just lose Ukrainian. They lost like 13 states. All that Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, all that Stan shit, Afghanistan, all that shit was Russian, my nigga. All that shit was Russian. Those were all Russian states. Boy, we did a number of them Russians. But the Ukrainians, they got their freedom. And they're not ready. They're not about to let that shit go, son. These Russians are a joke. Russia is a joke. They can't even take over little Ukraine. Ukraine is mad small, son. Look how big Russia is on a map. Look how small Ukraine is on a map. They can't even handle Zelensky. They'll bite. I mean, I don't want to disrespect nobody, but you know, everybody knows that Zelensky is gay. When you can't even beat a small ass country led by a gay man. I mean, Zelensky used to be a television show host. Zelensky used to do gay dance. He was a dancer. What kind of man dances for a living? You know, a lot of people don't know that, but Zelensky used to be a TV show host. You know, like those game show hosts. And he used to do dancing, like Dancing with the Stars. And that nigga's super duper suspect, let me tell you. But even a suspect gay man, Russia can't even beat a suspect gay man president. Shame, Russians. So now that I am no longer ignorant, I have to apologize to the Ukrainians. I will never ever call you Russians again. Now I know that you're not Russians. You got your freedom and you're a whole other people. Even though you might speak Russian. Even though the Russians want to take, you know what I mean, take your land. I understand now. And especially now that Usyk, it's really because of Usyk. Because I never was a fan of Lomachenko. I never was a fan of Triple G. You know what I mean? I never was a fan of Usyk. I never was a fan of any of these guys. Kovalev. Actually, I was a hater. I used to make mad hateration videos on Lomachenko. I used to call him a little midget Russian. But now that Usyk, the undefeated, unified heavyweight champion of the world, now that Usyk whooped on Anthony Joshua, whooped on Tyson Fury, got the get back because I was so mentally traumatized after the trilogy with Deontay Wilder, after all the ducking from Anthony Joshua and the ass whoopings of Tyson Fury, even though he was loaded on PEDs. After all those years of trauma, it was Usyk. Usyk got the get back. Who would have thought that a cruiserweight Ukrainian, who would have thought that a cruiserweight Russian would have saved boxing? Who would have thought? That was so satisfying. The ass whooping of Anthony Joshua, the ass whooping of Tyson Fury. I will forever be loyal to the Ukrainian people. I will forever support Ukrainian boxers. Thank you, Usyk. Thank you, Usyk. And now let's talk about Lomachenko. Now that his time of slavery at Top Rank, now that the contract has expired, because that's really why he retired, because they've been trying to pay this guy like $1.5 million for all his fights. And he's like one of the biggest names on Top Rank for years. You know what I mean? But you know how it is on Top Rank. Whether you're Mexican, a black man, or a white man, or Ukrainian, they treat you all like slaves. That's why everybody leaves. I mean, they put on a good show. You know what I mean? They got a good roster. I mean, you got to give Top Rank credit. They've been around for so long. I mean, Bob Arum is like 150 years old. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the payment of the fighters, man, everybody's a slave at Top Rank. Let me tell you. That's why everybody leaves. That's why Floyd left. That's why not everybody leaves, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao left, Floyd left, Oscar left, Cotto left, Tio left. Everybody leaves. Not everybody, but most of them leave. You know what I'm saying? Shakur, Puerto Rican Stevenson just left. I mean, everybody just waits for their contract to expire and then never come back. You know what I'm saying? But Lomachenko might come back if the money's right. OShaquie Foster has offered the fight. He said, I'm willing to fight Lomachenko. It would be the biggest payday for OShaquie Foster. It might be the biggest payday for Lomachenko. The money gotta be right. He's not coming back for slavery. He retired. He didn't really even want to retire. He got a style that doesn't age. You know what I mean? He got a style that doesn't really age. You know what I mean? Maybe he had a surgery or some shit, right? But really, it's because of the contract. They didn't want to bring him up to like the $3 million, $5 million a fight. You know what I mean? They kept him down there in the basement. You know what I mean? Paying him Ukrainian peanuts. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, bro, I'm old enough. I'm gonna retire. I only got like a year left on this contract. You know what I mean? They don't want to pay me, so I'm out. You know what I mean? And now that the contract is over, now he's back. He might fight OShaquie Foster on Top Rank. You know these guys will fight anywhere, but the money gotta be right. Or he's gonna go fight on like a matchroom card or something. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go fight in the UK. I mean, who's not gonna want to fight Vasiliy Lomachenko, all-time great? He's like one of the biggest names in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that he was just waiting for because it states in this article here, it states that, you know what I mean, he's 38 years old and that he was waiting for the contract to expire. The contract expired like a couple months ago, and all of a sudden he's back. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably because they didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him. It's always the same deal with these fighters. You know what I'm saying? The promoter don't want to pay, and and then they just wait. Like Andre Ward did that. Virgil Ortiz just had that problem. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm glad he's back. I'm looking forward to another Lomachenko epic performance. Even at 37 years old? Even at 37 years old, whooped on George Kambosos the last time. You know what I'm saying? So, and this ain't a prediction video, just a little preview. You know what I mean? But even right now, I would be picking Lomachenko over OShaquie Foster. I just did a video, my previous video, where I explained, you know, I went to an Islamic rant explaining and exposing Islam. I might do that sometimes. You know how my videos be. Sometimes I talk about money and politics and shit, right? But at the end of the video, I mentioned that this whole class of like 130 to 140 is total trash. The only ones that stand out is Shakur Puerto Rican Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. This entire class of like Abdullah Mason, we just saw him a couple days ago against Albert Bell, the Bruce Carrington on the undercard, the OShaquie Fosters a couple months ago, who else? Floyd Schofield. This whole class is trash. I hate to break it to you, but this whole class is trash, and the welterweight division is not looking too much better. But this 130, 135, 140, there's like who besides Keyshawn Davis, who is gonna beat Lomachenko right now? Of the guys I just named, of the biggest names at 130, who's gonna beat Keyshawn Davis? Not Abdullah Mason, not Albert Bell, not Bruce Carrington, not Floyd Schofield Jr., not OShaquie Foster. I mean, let's keep it real right now. Let's keep it G. Liam Parrell? No, Liam Parrell is at welterweight. That is how this whole, like, you know, smaller weight classes right now in boxing are just dead. Like, come to think about it, Liam Parrell is the champion at welterweight. Who else is the welterweight champion? Rolly Romero is the champion at welterweight. Devin Haney is a champion at welterweight, and Ryan Garcia. But this is you know, Lomachenko don't fight at welterweight. You know what I mean? That's a whole other video. We already did that video, and we're gonna upload that video, you know, maybe tomorrow. Pacquiao is coming back versus Liam Parrell. All the legends are coming back because the competition is trash. That's why they're coming back. That's why they're coming back, and we're glad he's back. And we'll never ever call him Russians again. You know what I mean? After Usyk whooped on Anthony Joshua twice, whooped on Tyson Fury twice, whooped on Daniel Dubois twice, whooped on Rico Verhoeven. You know what I'm saying? We are completely loyal to the Ukrainians now. We will always support Ukrainians now. Thank you, Usyk, for saving my traumatic. Usyk brought me out of trauma. I was having to see a psychiatrist for twice a month. I had to go see the psychiatrist twice a month and explain to him I'm still having Deontay Wilder nightmares getting knocked out. I'm still having nightmares of the costume being too heavy. I'm still having nightmares of the tainted waters. And what was the egg weights? The egg weights, they cracked him in the skull. Yo, that was a fucking what a movie, boy. That Wilder Fury shit, that shit was a movie done. egg weights. Why is my head cracked in the shape of an egg weight? Why Tyson Fury ducked and got his ass whooped by Otto Wallin? Why Tyson Fury ducked? He didn't want the immediate rematch after getting knocked down to a 14 count. He wanted a cycle of PEDs. Then Wilder said the China bitch won't leave me alone. She was distracting me. She put on the Uggs and the yoga pants and distracted me. Too many broke niggas on the internet got me into conspiracies till this day. They made me believe that I was back in slavery. Yo, that Wilder Fury trilogy was epic, yo. For real. That shit had me traumatized. I almost cried. But then the savior Usyk came. He took the B money. Anthony Joshua thought it was gonna stay busy. And he surely realized it wasn't no stay busy. It was a Ukrainian ass whooping. You saw Anthony Joshua, all the gibberish he was talking after the fight, especially with the second one. He was like, I can't believe it. He went to like an anxiety attack. Boy, he was traumatized. Usyk came out of nowhere and traumatized Anthony Joshua, traumatized Tyson Fury. And, you know, I will forever be grateful. Thank you, Usyk, the all-time great. And you know, I'm not gonna tease the Ukrainians no more. I'm gonna be a Ukrainian fanboy now. I'm gonna respect all Ukrainians, and I hope they destroy the Russians. #NoLie.